New Mexico police use non-lethal force to disarm armed boys. 7 and 9.
Go ahead and put it down for me, okay?
You're not in trouble, but you have to drop that and come talk to us, all right?
See if there's a magazine inside the magazine well.
Put it down, baby.
They're playing with the gun back and forth. The one in the blue is trying to take it
Is that a real pistol?
from the one in the orange.
Oh no.
Drop it, buddy.
Put it down, babe. You're
Oh
okay.
Jesus.
Put it down,
And
okay?
now the kid in the
We wanna
blue and
put all
green
these
has
away,
a
but we
firearm.
need you to put it. All right, then Eugene, can you put it down for me? Now Sean has it. Sean, can you just toss it to the side, babe? Let's make this easy.
I feel like we could.
Because we want to help you.
Has a firearm, yeah.
We want to help you.
I want to try to do a warning, something.
Put it down, Sean. We don't want to hurt you,
I
okay?
just don't want to.
Put it down, Sean.
I really don't want to 40 a kid right
We
now.
don't want to.
What he said? He doesn't want to 40 a kid? Is that the homicide or shots fired thing or whatever? Is that what he said?
I
Okay?
just don't want to fucking.
Put it down, Sean.
I really don't want to fucking 40 a kid right
We
now.
don't want to hurt you, and we want to help you, okay?
A 40 is a beanbag round. Oh. Stop! We don't say less lethal in my chat. We say non-lethal. Please stop. It is the worst phrase ever. I will go to the grave saying non-lethal. Please stop. That is so fucking cringe.
It'd be
48.
Put it down, baby.
40 going out. 40, 40, 40.
drop it.
I feel like if the kids aren't escalating at all, like if they just seem unsure or whatever, I don't know why you would start shooting at them. I feel like if you, because if you start doing shit like this, I feel like you run the risk of exciting them and then shit could get crazy, you know?
It'd be.
48.
Put it down, baby.
Like, it seems so
40
stupid, but
going out. 40, 40, 40.
I'm curious what the lead up to this is. Like, where are the parents at?
Drop it.
Can you explain? I thought the proper term was less lethal. No, the proper term is non-lethal because what you're trying to do is you're trying to use a type of disabling armament that isn't necessarily designed to kill somebody. So you're using non-lethal means. But then the SJWs or the wokies or whatever fucking losers were like, well, sometimes non-lethal stuff can kill people, so we're gonna call it less lethal. And it's like, okay, that's fucking retarded. Like, yeah, shit can go wrong, or sometimes people die for a bunch of reasons, but to call it less lethal is it's misleading. It doesn't make sense. Do I want to use the really lethal rounds, or do I want to use the less lethal rounds? Like a 22 is less lethal than a 9, which is less lethal than a 45, which is less lethal than a 5.5. Like, what? It's the dumbest fucking phrase of, I don't know. This started like 5 years ago, I think. Oh my god, it's so fucking cringe.
Drop it. Drop it, Sean.
Like, do you think that, should we call lethal stuff like mostly lethal? Bring out the mostly lethal, lethal, I misspoke.
Load another one.
Load another one. The first one, we were making progress. What?
Drop it now. You're gonna get hit. Drop
No, oh my god, what are they doing? Does this kid get killed? It says they use non-lethal force to disarm armed boys, so that means they hopefully don't?
You dropped the gun! Taser, taser, taser! Put your hands up! Close the kid! Put your hands up! Pull them up! Lock it! Hands up!
Drop it now. Drop it, both of you.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't have the gun.
Who is this? Some guy's like, this is retarded, guys. Let's... It's like the Uvalde police stuff.
I don't have the gun.
Somebody showed up late. Oh my god! It's the guy. It's the guy. It's this guy.
Incoming to watch Madison. You walk back outside the house and had a backpack on. Madison, I think you follow our Madison. Sorry, no Madison. reloaded. Reloaded. Are those shots coming from the outside? I don't know.
X-ray 316, shot fired, suspects down.
It's that guy. He showed up. He got there. He was like, what's the situation? And they were like, it's two goddamn preteens. It's a 9-year-old and a 7-year-old. And he's like, oh.
Drop it now. Drop it, both of you.
I don't even have the gun. I don't have the gun.
Get over here.
10:30, 10:40.
What, sorry. What the fuck was the start of this? Are bomb squad vests, are those bulletproof? They're probably not, huh? Like, just because something is explosive proof, it probably doesn't mean it's bulletproof. Is there not, like, have we not designed, like, a bulletproof, like, suit? Like, if you got, like, crazy people, can't you get cops to have, like, just big bubble boy bulletproof suits? You're like, I'm coming to get you. And then if the guy shoots at you, you're just like, it's too late. The guy's here. Big Daddy's here with the suit. Like in John Wick? Well, but except realistic, okay? There's got to be some big, yeah, like some big juggernaut, some Doom guy suit. Why don't soldiers wear full-body bulletproof suits? On top of being very heavy, as mentioned by u/Alexify, current body armor is either ceramic or Kevlar for helmets, crotch guards, joints, etc. Once the ceramics have been hit, the vest becomes mostly useless very rapidly. Kevlar doesn't usually have that problem, but it can't stop anything better than a standard 9mm/22... What does LR stand for? 22 long rifle? With any real success. If full body armor were a thing, you'd be running around in a combat situation with several hundred pounds of extra gear that became useless after the first time you were hit with a 7.62, the AK-47, which is the most common rifle in the world, is 7.62 by what, 5.2 or 3.9? I forget what the AK rounds are. Would just be a terrible waste of resources and weight. Okay, but why not just put on 2 Kevlar vests? How much would that stop? Cringe. Holy shit. Could it be possible to wear a giant magnet on your chest that has a repelling force on it and a giant battery on your back to power it so the bullets curve around you? The fuck? Is that possible? I don't know why, but I'm pretty sure lead is not magnetic. I don't even know why. I don't actually know anything about electromagnetism. I'm going to be honest. I don't remember any of that shit. But I know that when you go to the range, if you bring your own ammo, they'll put like a magnet in your box to make sure nothing sticks, because they don't like you using, I think, steel bullets. They have to be made of something softer or something different. Would the magnet fuck up the iron in your blood? I don't think so. Lead and copper are non-ferromagnetic. Okay. Okay. Do I care about that? No, I don't. Two young kids point guns at deputies during standoff.
Yeah.
And 394 has the eyes with the drone. It is going to be...
Just go ahead and drop that.
Is this, wait, where? This is in New Mexico? Why does this cop sound Canadian?
Just go ahead and drop that.
Am I crazy?
Put it down, babe. Go ahead and put it down for me, okay?
You're not in trouble, but you got to drop that and come talk to us, all
No,
right?
never mind. He doesn't
There's a
sound
magazine inside the magazine
like he's
well,
from the north at all. Just kidding.
down,
but
baby.
they're playing with the gun back and forth. The one in the blue is trying to take it from the one in the orange.
Put it down, baby.
Just drop it, buddy.
Put it down, babe. You're okay. Put it down.
And now the kid in the
You wanna
blue
put
and
all
green
these
has
away,
a
but we
firearm.
need you to put it down, baby.
Let's not do that, bud.
Because of the shield.
Let's not do that. Let's take our hand off, buddy. Let's put it on the ground.
He said he has his hand on the trigger.
Hey, guys, put the gun down and come
394 has
talk
a
to
shield.
me.
If you do need one, someone else come back
Put the
for
gun
it.
down and come and talk to me. It's okay. You're not in trouble, buddy.
Just put it down.
In situations like this, the only one who should be talking is just one person, probably the woman cop, right? I asked this question on stream before, and the answer that I got, I think some guy in chat agreed, I think, and then I got an email, was that like if a shooting happens or if something gets fucked in a civilian event, when the researchers come in, not the researchers, I'm sorry, when the investigators come in and they start asking, did you tell them to drop their gun? Did you tell them to do this? That if you don't have an answer, you could get like fucked. So that's why in these high stress events, you always have like every cop shooting, put the gun down or stand down or, get on your knees or whatever. Because like if you get asked individually, did you issue that command and you say no, I thought someone else did, that you could have like huge liability. I don't know how true that is or not. I do think it is a dog shit way to organize any type of stressful situation like this. You should have, in my opinion, in playing video games and in watching, any type of event like this. I guess in experiencing events like this, because I've been swatted now, and in just in general organizational leadership structures, even in video games, you usually have one person calling shots, and multiple people doing it can just clusterfuck shit up so fast. And I'm pretty sure in the military, it's usually one person as well. You don't have like 20 different people making calls simultaneously in the middle of an op. But for some reason, I guess for policing, we've decided that every single individual cop is his own arbiter of freedom and autonomy and can say whatever the fuck he wants.
Down, babe.
We'll show you how.
I know. Can you?
Sometimes you'll hear cops say one voice in these videos, and it's standard procedure, Destiny. Okay.
Babe.
We'll show you how.
I know. Can you put it down for me?
Just put it down.
Like they're talking to this one lady. Why the fuck is this other guy shouting too? Like, why say anything? Just shut the fuck up and let the lady talk. No?
You're not gonna be in trouble, okay?
Just put it on the ground, bud. Come talk to us. You're not in trouble.
394, who has it?
Can you put it on the ground for me, bud?
One in the blue. One in the green. It's gonna be in his left hand.
What if the kids are incels? It's true.
He does have his finger on the trigger right now.
He talked first? Okay, well then fuck the woman. Or then fuck the woman. I don't know. Just why not just one person? I get a line of dialogue, you know?
Hey.
Put it
Hey,
down.
put it
Don't
down,
do
buddy.
that. Put it down, baby.
Come on.
Coming up to you guys.
Okay.
Eugene. Put it down, babe.
341.
Can you lift?
You want 40 on that side? If so, I would go ahead and 40 on.
Fuck, I don't want to do that.
Stand by, waiting for it to go.
Just wait. Let's try to keep talking.
What is the perspective of this camera? Who's recording? Is this just like a guy leaning out of his window, or what is this? Or is it a security camera? It sounds like the voices are close, so it sounds like a police body cam, but it's clearly not that because it's stationary. Oh, it's a drone cam. Oh.
Wow.
Wait, why can't the drone just go down and be like, hey, look, they should dress a drone up like chicken jockey. Is that, or jockey chicken? What's the name of the creeper, the kid creeper? And then look, he's gonna Minecraft channel. I was like, give the gun to the chicken jockey guy.
I know.
Eugene, put it down, babe, okay? Can you put it down for me so we can talk? Can you do that for me? Because you're doing a really good job right now. So if you could just put it down, I would appreciate that.
Which one's Eugene?
He has a firearm right down now. He's no longer got his finger on the trigger.
You move up.
I would go ahead and 40 him, try to knock it out of his arm, and then we can move up.
Hold on. What I want you to do is I want you to hit beside them.
Okay, hit the wall.
I want you to hit the wall.
Hey, put that.
Oh, this is the one that makes a call for that? Why?
Sean!
I wonder what the
I want
rationale
you to
is.
hit the wall or hit the fence.
It's gonna hit the wall with the 40.
Hey, you gotta do what he says. I want you to hit this fence right here.
And we have tried speaking with these kids.
Sean!
Right here.
And we have tried speaking with these kids.
What did you say? Can we try and have sticky with these kids or what?
Sean! Can you put it down, babe?
Hold on a second. Give it a second. Kiddos, just drop that. And come talk to us. You're not in trouble.
Yeah, that's simple. We tried to talk.
Yeah, like of all the times to use robots, can't we get one of those like wheelchairs from the airports to come, or one of those Amazon delivery bots to just come right up to them and like, hey, can you just put the gun in here? And I have like a candy bar next to it, like trade. No?
Down. They're refusing to put the gun down.
If you can, ricochet it on the bottom of that wall into their feet.
Like what? I feel like this is so complicated. Is this really necessary?
Maybe hold
Do we have John Wick on call right now? Or I'm sorry, Revolver Ocelot or whatever?
Cannon, if he puts the cannon down, will you put it down?
Okay?
So just
Try not to hit
put
him.
the gun down and we'll throw you the cannon.
He's not gonna shoot you, babe. Put it down. Okay.
Also, I don't understand why cops are like this. And cops should understand it more than anybody else because they literally are fucking act like crazy schizos. There has never been, and a man should know this as well. Actually, women should know this too for relationships. There has never, in the history of all of mankind, been a situation, okay, where somebody says, calm down, and you calm down. That never works. Whenever you have people who are freaking out, it's like, hey, calm down. Hey, put it down. Calm down. Calm down. Chill. Like that has never, ever worked. Ever. It doesn't work when someone's mad at you. Hey, calm down. Oh, fuck me. I was raging. I was actually out of my fucking mind with anger. And then you told me in the middle of us fighting, because my anger, I guess, is inconvenient to you, to calm the fuck down. And now I'm super calm. Thank you for that. I didn't know before. I was excited and anxious, but now you told me to calm the fuck down while 12 people have guns pointed at me. I'm calm. I'm chill now. Thank you so much. Like, why not just like, I feel like they should just make like everybody leave with like 2 people. Also, it's like a kid. What's he gonna do? Run out and start killing people? Just like chill the fuck out.
He's gonna put it down now. He's facing it down.
Also, kids are super sensitive. Adults are too, but we can intellectualize away like tone a little bit. Not as much though, but like kids are very sensitive to tone and stuff. And this is one of my huge criticisms I give of parents, especially for kids that hit that like when they're like 3, 4, 5, when they're old enough to know that they shouldn't be hitting each other, but they still do it. Parents sometimes fall into this weird, stupid trap of telling a kid no, but like laughing or giggling while they're doing it, like, oh, don't hit him, haha. And it's like the kid doesn't hear anything that you're saying at all. He's only getting the tone from you, and you're laughing and giggling, and he's going to keep doing this. I don't know why you're so fucking stupid that you're basically encouraging the behavior. But it's like the same thing here when you're like, put the gun down, it's okay, everybody's calm down, just put the gun down and everything will be okay. It's like, bro, you're like, this kid is not chilling out. Like, not an adult in this situation wouldn't chill out. It's just, I don't know.
Now you put the gun down.
You have 100% control. Exactly. What do you do to stop the situation? I don't know. Literally have everybody go around a corner and just have like one person, I don't know, their mom or dad or a family member or a woman, whoever's a soothing voice, or a dad, just be like, hey, let's chat a little bit. I don't know. Talk. There's no urgency here. They're not out doing anything. Nobody has like a medical emergency. I feel like you have literally all the time in the world. You don't have to force anything. Like, why not just chat for a little bit until the kid is chill, and then once you've built some rapport, like, hey, can you put the gun up top and I'll bring you candy bars? I don't know, just like chill. Jesus.
Okay? Come on, Sean. Let's listen, okay, babe? We don't want to hurt you, honey. Can you put it on the floor?
The urgency is an accidental discharge, right? Yeah, I guess, but I feel like you're more likely to cause that by getting them excited. Like getting everybody excitable, I feel like is probably going to be the highest risk for causing that to happen, would be my guess.
on the floor, then he could keep his cannon down. But put it on the floor.
Ready in 40?
Just wait.
Yeah, like okay, she's making some progress.
Stand by.
The sooner you put that down, the sooner we can take you home. We can go see your mom.
Sean, this isn't a game no more.
Like, bro, whoa, why would you say that? This isn't a game, motherfucker? Okay, what am I fighting for my life? The kid is 9. Everything is a game. Life and death situations to these kids are games. They're 9 years. He's a 9. He doesn't know what death means. Like, what the, he's fucking retarded. They barely gain sentience by the time they're 13. Come on.
We're not playing a game right now. This is serious.
1030 speaking with 254.
I need you to put that down.
We want to help you, Sean. You tell me what you need after you put it down, and I'll make sure that we get you some whatever you need, okay?
We're just gonna wait for a second.
Like, there we go. Finally, bring out the cheeseburgers or the chicken nuggets or something.
Can you
Just
do
hold
that for me? Well, your mom gave me your name backwards then. All right, then Eugene. Can you put it down for me? Now Sean has it. Sean, can you just toss it to the side, babe? Let's make this easy.
I feel we could.
Because we want to help you. We want to help you.
I want to try to do a warning, something.
Put it down, Sean. We don't want to hurt you,
I
okay?
just don't want to fucking.
Put it down, Sean.
I really don't want to fucking 40 kid right
We
now.
don't want to have to hurt you, and we want to help you, okay?
Aim it and fire.
It'd be.
48.
Put it down, baby.
40 going out. 40, 40, 40.
Like, why would you? It just seems wild to me. I don't know, dude. I don't know, man.
Drop it!
Like he literally fucking like this is like a full-on brandishing, aiming.
Drop it!
Like, why would you do this? Props to the cops for not killing him right here, because honest to God, in the United States, I would have expected them to just fucking unload. We got a goddamn 7-year-old with a 45. We're gonna take him out.
Drop it! Drop it, Sean! Load another one.
Oh, we just need like 3 more. This is like when your ex like texts you for the 70th time, and it's like, but one more text. One more text will get him, please. One more and they'll respond. Like, okay. We just need one more person to scream at him.
Taser, taser, taser.
Load another one.
40 out.
Drop it now! You're gonna get hit!
Drop the gun. Drop the gun.
Drop it!
You dropped the gun.
Oh, that's why somebody comes in, is because they say he dropped the gun.
Taser, taser, taser.
Oh, but he didn't even drop the gun! No! Did anybody issue a correction? Did they say anything?
Put your hands up. Don't forget. Put your hands up.
Bro, is nobody watching the drone footage? Oh my God! Bro, what is this?
Drop it. Hands up. Drop the gun, dude.
Drop it now. Drop it.
I think this person came in fully thinking that that gun was on the floor.
I don't even have the gun. I don't have the gun.
Get over here.
1030, 1040.
He said, drop it now? It sounds like when they went behind, it sounds like one of the cops called out that the gun was down. Wait.
Drop it now! You're gonna get hit!
Drop the gun. Drop the gun.
Drop it!
You dropped the gun.
It sounds like he said he dropped the gun, did he not? I don't know. 99% of cops stop yelling, drop the gun before hitting it big. Jesus. What? How the hell did you mess up at parenting so bad that your kids would be this resilient? Did they mean resistant? During a standoff. Those are the dumbest kids I've ever seen. The parents should be ashamed of themselves and be responsible of this happening. Bro, they're... Okay, listen, kids are really smart, but they're also really retarded, okay? There's just no shot that any 9-year-old and 7-year-old duo are going to respond with any level of measured calmness in a situation like this. The dumbest thing here is probably the, obviously it's however they got the firearm in the first place, but these kids will spend a significant portion of their lives behind bars. Are these bot comments? These kids didn't listen to a single word anybody was saying. Holy shit. What the actual fuck do you even do with these kids after the fact? Like, what is the course correction here? I mean, it would depend on it would depend on the events leading up to this. Like, if the kids just got a gun and were like playing with it or whatever, then I mean, you just tell them don't do it. Like, I don't know. But like, if the kids were like scheming and plotting to go outside and start a standoff with cops, then you probably need some way bigger therapy. I don't know. I feel like you can end up in really dumb situations. Actually, hold on. Actually, I'm gonna stand taller on that claim. Kids can do incredibly stupid shit without realizing the severity of what they're doing. This is why if you own firearms and you have young children, you absolutely should keep this shit locked the fuck up. As much as you might think, like, oh, he's 9 years old, he's not going to look at a gun and do something stupid. That is absolutely not true. I think one of the most common causes of like child death are kids getting into firearms and they're playing with a friend, or you have no respect for the destructive power of a firearm if you've never actually shot one before, especially as a child. You just can do super stupid things. These cops were just thinking outside the box. They passed the test, in my opinion. Based. Do you support charging parents for not securely storing guns? I feel like at the very least there could be civil liabilities there. Or maybe something criminal. Yeah, I think there's probably something to be said for that. Somebody got charged with, was it accessory to murder? There was a controversial case a few years ago, I think, where parents got actually charged, I think, with something akin to that, right? I don't remember exactly what it was about, but... It was a school shooting one, I think, yeah. Difference between getting into that situation and obeying the command 50 plus times from authority figures. Bro, if kids think they're in trouble, kids won't listen to shit. Or maybe I'm just projecting from my own childhood or whatever, but if a kid thinks he's in trouble, they'll just like pretend to not hear or ignore whatever. I feel like there's like a, oh geez, I thought there was gonna be a thing on this. Actually, you know what? Wait, I need paper towel. Kids in trouble remind me of dogs in trouble. Fuck. There's one like perfect video of this where they come home and there's like two dogs and one is like so obviously the dog that did the bad thing. Was it this?
Who did this mess?
There's a much better video than this.
Cody, did you make this mess?
No, not this video. This is dumb.
Okay, everybody. So
There's a video in my mind, and I'm not gonna be able to find it. Fuck me.
Harley and Loa are both currently in trouble, although I believe that only one of them did the dirty little deed. So, Harley and Loa, I need one of you to tell me what the other one did. I need you to rat the other one out. Now, Loa, I know you love your brother, and it would hurt you to turn him in.
Wait, was it this one?
All right, well, apparently while I was out, somebody got into the kitty cat treats. Now, I gotta go look at the suspects. Suspect number 1.
I think this is
Macy? See your face. Did you do this? Did you? I don't think you did. Number 2. What? Did you do this? Denver, did you do this? Denver, was this you? Denver, you won't look at me. Did you? What? Denver, did you do this? Look at me. Come here. You did this?
Not
Another
good.
routine. In the kennel. Go on. Very disappointed. You're in the penalty box. You let it happen. I hope you're happy too.
What? It's not his fault. Damn. Okay, sorry.
What are you in trouble for now?
The woke.
Oh no. Some of these guys are like breaking off the MAGA cult. First was I want to call him Kissinger. It's not Kissinger. Constantine. And this James Lindsay guy, I don't know if you've been watching him on Twitter. He's been having a lot of problems with the low human capital. It's like, are you guys fucking retarded?
Woke right. It's a fraught term, right? Because you have woke, which they associate with left. You have right, which they associate obviously with the right. And so now you've got a paradox.
It's troublesome for those with a conservative bent to throw away the idea of institutional legitimacy. The only possible antidote to really unrestrained investigation. The idea seems to be something like the more radical the revolutionary precept, the more likely something Luciferian is behind it.
So now we're talking at a very abstract, I think metaphysical is the right word, level for what represents woke. This isn't going to be recognizable to your average Joe on the street who's dealing with a pride parade.
We don't have the big brains that you guys do.
Parades.
Ooh,
they are right.
Pride, like pride cometh before the fall. I didn't even realize that. Damn.
And the cardinal sin of Lucifer is pride.
Jesus. That's crazy, chat.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
My guest today is James Lindsay, who's been a commentator on cultural affairs for, a good 10 years, I suppose longer than that, but being well known for that long. He was one of the people, along with Helen Pluckrose and others, who published a sequence of papers in...
This shit is such low IQ, self-jerking, uninteresting bullshit. Oof. Spoken like a true retard who just can't hang with them intellectually.
Radical journals that were... not genuine, let's put it that way. And that was very scandalous.
Okay.
It was part of an attempt to expose the pathology of the academic, the pathology that had set into certain aspects of the academic institutions. It's become much more widespread now. James has got himself in trouble in recent months, once again, for popularizing the phrase woke right by accusing or pointing out, depending on your perspective, the fact that various members of the so-called right
have become
are engaging
woke
in shenanigans that are very much reminiscent of those that characterize the radical left.
Shenaniganery.
And so that's what we talk about today, the nature of the woke right. I discussed the overlap between such behavior and class.
Can you elaborate on the James term on Twitter? Who's he beefing with? I don't know what happened, but I think he probably actually was one of the few people. Please don't mistake this for me co-signing anything this guy says. But I think he was one of the few people who actually did feel some kind of principled attachment to freedom of speech. And I think it was the Elon Musk banning people on Twitter for disagreeing with him that broke him. And when he started to fight against it, he got eviscerated, I think, on Twitter for it. And now he's just kind of become I don't want to say a full-on anti-MAGA guy, but I feel like I see him fighting with MAGA people quite a bit.
Classification of psychopathology with James, the relationship between woke behavior, mobbing, extreme perspectives, self-victimization, protest, gaming the system, and cluster B psychopathology, narcissism, histrionic behavior, borderline, antisocial, and the dark tetrad. And we attempted to determine how our views align and how they differ. And, well, it's a walk through the dark side of ideology. So join us for that.
Thanks.
Nice to see you, Dr. Lindsay.
It's good to see you, Dr.
It's been
Peterson.
2 years, eh?
It's been 2 years.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what are you in trouble for now?
The woke right.
Lay it out, man.
It's a fraught term, right? People see it as paradoxical because you have woke, which they associate with left. You have right, which they associate obviously with the right. And so now you've got a paradox.
Jeez.
And so I've caused myself some trouble.
It's not actually a paradox. We would just call that an oxymoron, but that's okay.
Associate obviously with the right. And so now you've got a paradox. And so
Also, for as much as these people drive me crazy, I hate these people. This guy, I think, is a pretty smart dude. I think he actually, I believe he has published in the field of pure mathematics. I think he was a math major, and I want to say he did graduate work or maybe even published something in pure mathematics. A very smart guy mathematically, but this was the guy who I was on stage and we were arguing, and he was talking about like ESG. And I was like, do you even know how like trading works? Like how to buy or sell a stock? He was just like utterly clueless. And I'm like, bro, fucking get me the fuck out of here. But Jesus.
you have right, which they associate obviously with the right. And so now you've got a paradox. And so I've caused myself some trouble by calling a radical segment, not the whole right, a radical segment of the right, woke right, which I kind of started doing, I guess, last fall, September. I started using it before that, the term. I didn't invent the term. A lot of people accuse me of inventing the term or credit me with it. This term has been in rough circulation, floating around in the internet space for at least since middle of 22. So it's not a brand new term. I just adopted it and went kind of hard about it. And the simplest explanation I give people for, well, what do you mean by woke right? How does that make sense? And I say, well, it's woke people who call themselves conservatives.
Oh.
And some of them don't, though. They call themselves right wing. And they distinguish that conservatives and right wing are different. But it's woke people. So the whole suite of behaviors, beliefs, even the deep metaphysical constructs underneath those beliefs.
Wow.
And as you recently pointed out, I think the psychology that generates those beneath all of that, the cluster B personality disorders are presenting, and
B.
the
Careful.
psychopathologies, psychopathy itself sometimes, all of that kind of feeds upward into this concept of woke, which I think we, can talk pretty fruitfully about. But I don't believe it can only be presented through, left-wing causes. You can present it in terms of right-wing causes or religious causes or other causes, because it's the path.
There is like a huge thing. I've complained about this quite a few times. There's something to be said for brevity, okay? I think that it's actually a negative. I don't think it's a neutral or a private. I think it's a negative. If you can't find a way to communicate an idea in a few sentences and it takes you like 20 fucking paragraphs to do it, that's a speech thing that you should work on. Like this whole podcast could have been summarized so far in like 20 seconds. You said woke, right? Yeah, and it's kind of weird because people associate woke with being far left and, right as being the right. But there are people on the right who can exhibit the same kind of behaviors as people on the left when it comes to being, like religiously attached to some political movement. Oh, okay, cool, let's go. But it's like when you pathologize the histrionic attachment that some members of a political movement will have when they are idealizing the philosophies that are being passed around by some of the more idolized figures of their socio-political movements and the leadership that can endorse and lead to the proliferation of these ideas. It's like, bro, why? Nobody's better off for this. You're literally wasting our lives. Not even wasting time. You're wasting time, but the time is our lives. You're wasting people's actual lived lives. This is like low IQ behavior.
Pathological expression of an ideology or of a belief structure that ultimately is woke. And so this term has confused people. It's angered people. I decided to try to put...
Who is it angered?
Well, this is the thing. This is what has I'll use this word. This is a heavy word for the beginning of a conversation, but this is what has dismayed me.
Heavy word.
I knew it would anger the people that it applies to, in my opinion, because who would want to be called woke right, first of all? And second of all, it limits their ability to interact because they have a label that's not a good label that sticks to them. But what I'm dismayed over is that almost I hate to use this word so glibly, but what I refer to sort of as a bookmark as elite MAGA.
Ooh.
Or the more who's who of the conservative movement seems entirely captured by this as well. And they also became upset, saw me as a turncoat and a traitor against the movement.
Damn.
One of the things that I think, tell me what you think about this, but I don't think we should name any names in this podcast, if that's okay with you.
Oh my God. He is actually the biggest pussy motherfucker in the universe. I hate these people. Call out are you serious? Why you want to name me when you make them upset? I you want to be mean? But also, I respect it. Because if this was a leftist podcast, they'd be like, so here are the last 52 leftists that engaged in microaggressions that we're now removing from the movement. So you know what? I respect the hustle.
It's totally fine.
Okay, we can talk about why that is as we progress. Okay, good. I mean, I wasn't going to make that a cut and dried rule, but I have my reasons.
Oh, I'm sure.
So you just referred to some comments I made on Fox News and also to some degree on Rogan. Mm-hmm. Talking about, and I've actually written a fair passel on this. There's been this idea that the extremes of political belief meet, hey?
Yeah.
So let's hash that out a little bit. You seem to find useful or possibly accept this additional diagnostic distinction, which would be cluster B or dark tetrad.
That's right. I actually wrote about this. I don't know if you know, in 2020.
Can we just let's just talk about the problematic political dispositions before we get into the fucking actual pathologizing of this feels like high school girl shit, right? Like, so which cluster B personality trait do you think that these people have? Can we just talk about the phenomenon first?
That specifically.
In December, yes, in 2020, I called the article something like Psychopathy and the Origins of Totalitarianism, and I published that at the end of December of 2020. I put forth the hypothesis, which of course I got from somewhere else in significant part. I had read that infamous, quirky, but I think important book, Political Ponerology.
Yes.
Is that Lubachevsky or something like this is that name, the author. And I had read that and found it striking. And at the same time, almost, I think sometimes, a chapter here, a chapter there. I read I think one of the most important essays in English, which is Joseph Pieper's Abuse of Language, Abuse of Power. I don't know if you've heard of this. Joseph Pieper was a Catholic, and he wrote this. I don't know what else he did, honestly.
What an unfortunate name if he got accused of... Was the crime called peeping? I guess any type of crime like that. Damn. Guy's name is Peepers. What are we going to have next? Anthony Weiner? Just kidding, sorry.
I should probably look into it. But he wrote this essay, Abuse of Language, Abuse of Power, and talked about how tyrants arrange an abused version of the prevailing language
Yeah.
to mislead people into the tyrannical program. And it's in 2 sections, 2 parts. It's been 5 years since I've read it, so forgive the details. But there's, in a sense, 2 chapters to this long essay. And one of the 2 is very Catholic in its orientation, and one of them is this more general thesis. And it was extremely interesting. But of course, in political punerology, you also have the discussion of the importance of language, which of course we were seeing with the social justice woke movement as well, that they're misusing.
Wait, am I crazy, or did he not explain at all what was in the book? Wait, did he just say that the second part was interesting and not explain it? I'm sorry, hold on.
Sections, 2 parts. It's been 5 years since I've read it, so forgive the details. But there's, in a sense, 2 chapters to this long essay.
Okay.
And one of the 2 is very Catholic in its orientation, and one of them is this more general thesis. And it was extremely interesting. But of course, in political punerology, you also have the discussion of the importance of language, which of course we were seeing with the social justice
Maybe he'll go
woke
back to
movement
it?
as well, that they're misusing words like racism very blatantly. And so in political punerology, you have this claim he makes that he says, well, with the psychopath, what he calls a pathocracy, what you have is you have people who are psychologically disordered, who create a vision of the world. They need other people to play in it. And the way that they do this is by creating, he calls it a second language. So it's the same language, but the words now refer to other things. Of course, having read the postmodern.
Hold on. I will say this. This is high praise, okay? This is high praise. The fact that I'm watching a guy who's, I think, conservative, actually cite a fucking book and then talk about the fucking book that he read is the most impressive thing I've seen out of a conservative in all of podcasting, YouTubing history for the past fucking decade. So good job on that. He actually read a thing and is giving us information from the thing that he read. So good job.
Like Derrida, I'm picturing all of
That's what happens in the Tower of Babel.
That's right. That's right. Exactly.
Remember,
right.
words lose their meaning and no one can understand.
That's right.
Nobody can understand each other.
So they reorient the discourses, and then what he says actually solves the tyrannical problem. This is the...
I hate Jordan Peterson. That was a low IQ connection, by the way. It sounds like what James Lindsay is talking about is he's introducing a concept having to do with the relabeling or the reappropriation of words that sound, they're almost like homophones. You're creating homophones. You have words that sound the same, but they start to mean different things, and you like subvert a person's ideology that way. The whole point behind the Tower of Babel wasn't to cause different types of communication or to hijack somebody's mind. It was to break people up, right? It was to like say, oh, humans think they're so cool because you guys can all fuck each other and not include me to the Ayla orgy. Well, now all of you guys, boom, have different languages. Get fucked. So I don't know why I don't know how the Tower of Babel compares this other than they both deal with language. Like, he could have just said, wow, that kind of sounds like this app on my phone called Duolingo. But okay.
Words lose their meaning and no one can understand.
That's right.
Nobody can understand.
Like, it's not right. He shouldn't even be, he shouldn't even play into his delusion. Say, no, that's wrong, actually. It's not about words losing their meaning. It's about them acquiring a secondary meaning. So if you could just shut the fuck up and let me finish what I'm describing before jumping in with a super irrelevant point. Are you okay?
And each other.
So they reorient the discourses, and then what he says actually solves the tyrannical problem. This is the Lobachevsky's, if I'm saying his name is right, his thesis. What solves it is that a third language.
And he's saying the name of the author and he doesn't know how to pronounce it because he actually read the book and didn't just listen to somebody else talk about the book? Wow. That's a 10. That's a 10 performance for a conservative. Actually, for anybody that does online politics in my world. That's a 10. Good job. Jesus.
Evolves that unmasks the second language and allows people to see it for what it is and in fact laugh at it. And so this is what takes it apart. So I read these 2 essays and I'm taken in by them. Of course, I'd been reading the postmodern literature quite a lot. I had been reading Lyotard, the postmodern condition, and he has this very confusing they're all very confusing sections throughout the whole book. This very confusing section about this thing called legitimation by parology, that he accuses all knowledge-seeking enterprises, including the sciences, of being legitimation by parology. And there's this story that goes along where he's teaching legitimation by parology to his students at some point. Somebody's teaching Lyotard to their students, a philosophy professor.
How long is Peterson going to ride the coattails of this anti-woke movement? Are we going to be hearing this shit into Trump's third term or what? I don't know. I'm actually really interested by what he said so far, though. These essays or these books actually sound really interesting. So there's a subversion of language by the creation of a second language that hijacks familiar terms and relabels them as something different. And the freedom from the authoritarian or totalitarian mindset is the creation of another language, or the making people aware of the falsity of the second language. And that's an interesting concept, I guess. I feel like it maps on conceptually to when one thing that I stress over and over again is like they didn't care about deficits. They don't care about this thing. They don't care about this thing. I guess actually it almost maps onto it when I talk about how when people say they care about a thing, they don't care about that thing. It's actually a proxy for something else. I guess a more eloquent or maybe a more complete way to conceptualize that is by calling it almost like a second language, maybe, I guess. Maybe.
Says, okay, so what do you think legitimation by paralogy means? And everybody comes up with crazy ideas because you can barely get it from the text. And finally, the professor says it means false legitimation through consensus. You get everybody to agree.
Okay.
And so I framed out this essay in terms of saying that what the pathocracy or the pathological ideological state, which becomes a vehicle for that pathology that serves the psychopaths at the center of it, the way that it operates is it generates a paralogy, a second false logic that defines the ideology, and a paramorality, a second false set of values and virtues that also defines the parameters, the social parameters and the psychosocial parameters. How do I know if I'm a good person? How do I fit in with my society? And so I write this long essay. My poor assistant, I got in trouble for this. I had him publish it on Christmas. I was so excited about it. Christmas Day, we put this out. And, very long essay explaining that this is what I see as at the root, because I was trying to diagnose and explain to people what nobody was calling woke yet at the time, at the end of 2020, or maybe we had just begun to call woke. We were trying to diagnose and explain this social justice left phenomenon. And so I put out this essay and said, I think at the root, underneath the whole thing, there's the same psychopathologies that motivated people like Lenin and Stalin and all this. And I didn't have the psychological chops. I was aware of dark triad or tetrad terminology. I did know quite a bit about the cluster B personality disorders because I knew some people who were basically rabid feminists in the 2010s, and they were all talking about how they had various schizoidal personality and that one may be cluster A. I'm not.
Yeah. Okay, true. That's actually true. If you ever want to learn about cluster B shit, just listen to a bunch of crazy women talking, and they will tell you all about these types. Cluster B is, I think, typically the personality disorders that are most associated with like high neuroticism, generally women. Some people even claim that the whole cluster B sect of personality disorders is sexist because it's so heavily slanted towards women being diagnosed with them. But like borderline personality disorder, histrionic personality disorder are included in this.
It is.
Sure.
I
Yeah.
believe.
And then they had the, borderline, antisocial, histrionic, narcissistic would come up again and again. And I think that actually is paranoid's cluster C, right?
Yeah.
My reading, for example, of Derek Bell, one of the founders of critical race theory, is that he had very likely suffered both paranoia and schizoidea, which are both mentioned by Lobachevsky as well as in
Schizoid personality disorder reads to me like super ultra autistic. Schizoid has nothing to do, I don't believe, with like schizophrenia or like hallucination or anything like that. That's a different. I think that might also be a cluster B personality disorder. But schizoid doesn't have anything to do with like schizophrenia or any of that.
Indicative. I can't say any about any of the cluster Bs. So I think it's a little broader than just that one cluster up here. Conspiracy theories or paranoid thinking, for example.
Yeah, right.
And
I don't like how they're so ardently pathologizing all of this, though. Like you can believe in conspiracy theories without having a personality disorder or like an actual psychiatric disorder. So that's kind of weird, but
schizoids tend to have imaginary conversations with people who
right.
And schizoids tend to have imaginary conversations with people who aren't there on a childish fictional.
Let me check. I might be wrong. I'm sorry. I didn't think that. I don't think this has anything to do with hallucinations or anything, but I could be wrong. Schizoid personality disorder is a condition where a person shows very little, if any, interest and ability to form relationships with other people. It's very hard for the person to express a full range of emotions. If you have schizoid personality disorder, you may be seen as keeping to yourself or rejecting others. You may not be interested in or able to form close friendships or romantic relationships because you do not tend to show emotion. It may appear that you do not care about others or what's going on around you. Some symptoms of schizoid personality disorder are similar to autism spectrum disorders, other personality disorders, especially avoidant personality disorder, and early symptoms of schizophrenia. Talk therapy, also go to psychotherapy, can help those if you don't know. Okay. I don't think this involves any. Although the names may sound alike, schizoid personality disorder, schizotypal personality disorder, and schizophrenia spectrum disorders are all negative types of mental health conditions, but they can have similar symptoms such as not being able to make social connections or show a full range of emotions. In contrast to schizotypal, it's not schizo, it's schizotypal personality disorder and schizophrenia. Schizophrenia. Wait, is there a T? Am I adding a T always with a schizophrenia? Schizophrenia? People with schizoid personality disorder are in touch with reality, are not likely to feel paranoid, hold bizarre beliefs, or hallucinate, make sense when speaking, although the tone may not be lively. The content of the person's behavior is not strange. Okay. This is like a psych term. I think laymen sometimes mix up, or you'll hear schizoid, or people will hear schizoid, and they'll think that it's like related to schizophrenia, but it's not. Kind of like when people hear like negative reinforcement, they think that's the same thing as punishment, but it's not. Negative reinforcement is when you remove a bad stimulus to encourage a behavior. Positive punishment is what most people think negative reinforcement is. If that makes sense. But
level, you know, they're
we will forgive him. The fact that he is reading books and is giving us his summaries of books, he still gets his A+, okay?
They're pretending the world is the way that it should have been for their emotions when they were 9 years old. That's the split, the skits and the schizoidal. And so they write these elaborate stories about how the world's supposed to be, and then they have outbursts when the world doesn't match that. And Derek Bell was famous for writing these missives where he would present them as evidence of racism at, say, at Harvard, where he had an imaginary conversation with a dean.